have you encountered me influencer? You guys sent in so many questions, and you can also clock yourself when you start like people pleasing, you know what I mean? I knew I was gonna make it because I'm f***ing batshit crazy. How has living alone in a big city affected you? It made me more anxious. Seeing anyone right now. Ask, how many ex do you have? What would you tell someone trying to start YouTube? If someone dislikes you, that means you're doing something right. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Guess where we're at right now? We're currently at Central Park. I just turned my thing on and it says that my mic is at 10%. So hopefully this lasts me the entire video. But anyway guys, I want to film another Q&A for you guys, and I was like, where else better to film than here? I haven't came to like the Upper West Side in so long, and for those who don't know, I lived in the Upper West Side last year. And guess who had packages? I literally need to go pick up some packages right after this, but I want to film a Q&A for you guys. So for those who haven't seen, I posted a little IG story and you guys asked me questions, so I'm gonna answer them. Let's go. Okay, first question. Let's see what someone asked. You guys sent in so many questions, so we're just gonna do this. AK_strawberry asked, what is one thing that has stuck by you for the longest time in your life? That's actually good thing or bad thing? Let me think. Damn, that's kind of hard. Damn, I should have thought this through before I filmed this. I think for me, I never like to take advantage of others, you know what I mean? Like, especially with like monetary wise, that was always something that was taught to me as a kid. Like, even when I remember like back then, I would have like allowances. I would actually spend it on friends and on myself because it made me feel good. But maybe that was the people pleasing in me. I don't know. Like in Chinese, it said that 你自己吃亏也不要让人家吃亏. It's kind of like I'd rather be taken advantage of like certain things, especially like just financially, rather than me doing that to someone else. Like I just think that's the way I like to live. I don't know. I just don't like doing something knowing that I did something shit. Oh my god, there's a big squirrel running around. But yeah, that's just something that's always been instilled in me. I don't know if that's a good answer. I feel it's kind of hard like coming with that on the top of my head. But anyways, let's keep going. If I put my mic over here, can you actually hear me? Hopefully you can. I don't know if you can actually. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, next question is _le.do. When did you know that you really want to pursue content creation and why? I mean, I think I've always liked talking to the camera. That was something that I've always liked doing. But I definitely think that I started doing it. For those who know the story, know the story. Like when I wanted to take it seriously, it was like the last semester of my senior year of college, and I was applying to a lot of jobs, and I was applying to like a few hundred jobs. Did I get a offer? So basically what happened was that I was like, you know what? 6 months before I graduate, I don't want to be a full-time YouTuber. I remember it was super scary. I was mainly posting on TikTok, and it was just posting. Like I would just make rants. And I remember 6 months in, May of 2023, one of my videos blew up on YouTube, and that's also like the month that I graduated. So yeah, that's kind of when I was like, okay, I want to make this my career. Let's go through the next question, shall we? Ooh, I am Bambi.xo. A skill I would love to learn. That was a question. Probably languages. Something with like athlete-wise, like running really far or swimming. But I think mainly probably like a language. I would really love to like be fluent in like any languages, to be honest. For those who don't know, I am bilingual. I know English and Chinese. Studied Japanese for like 2 years in college, but it's like I'm like barely conversational. So okay, next, let's see. What would you tell someone trying to start YouTube? This is asked by Ali VZX. Very good question. I think I get this question asked a lot, especially on my Twitch stream. I know a lot of you guys are aspiring content creators, and I think you guys hear this so many times. It's literally just the fact that you just have to start. Like, I think a lot of us don't start something because we're really scared, you know? Like, even for me, like, I've been a full-time content creator like 2.5 years now. All I can say is that from my experience, you know, just start. How I was like 2.5 years ago, my content, it's like, it wasn't bad. I thought it was good at that given time, and I was proud of myself, but I think that it wasn't as good as now, and you just become more, oh my god. Oh, sorry. It's like literally. I think you just get better and better the more you do it, and I think the most important thing is that you just have to start. And in life, I'm not gonna lie, you're probably gonna see people who are like, oh my god, she's so at content creation, I would be so much better. And yes, there are people who are less qualified than you, who are doing exactly what you do, and there are gonna be people who are more qualified than you that doesn't even start. But the only differentiating factor is the fact that they started, and I think that's very important. You have to start something. To be cringe is to be free. So if you feel like, oh my god, like it's so cringe, like literally like me filming in Central Park, you might be like, oh my god, what the frick is she doing? This is what you have to do sometimes. Filming in public, getting stared at. But you know, I'm not gonna lie, when I see someone who's filming with a camera, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. Oh my god, wait, dog without a leash. I see a dog without a leash. Okay, it's coming towards me. Anyways, let's go through the next question. Might be so controversial. Okay, what's your unpopular opinion by Nay Lee Nut? My controversial take, I literally mentioned this on my Twitch stream. I don't like couples content. It's different when you're like, I don't know, maybe launching someone like once in a while, but like people who make their entire content YouTube as just completely just like couple content, where like they do the pranks and stuff like that. That bothers me. Like, it doesn't, like, who the f am I to say who to post what, right? Like, it's none of my business, but I do think that it's not like staged, but there's always that one person who is like the content creator and like the other significant other. It's kind of just being dragged into it, and I always feel bad, especially when they do pranks, you know what I mean? Because sometimes the pranks are mean, you know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. Okay, next question, also from I Am Bambi, literally asking so many cool questions. She said, what's the best decision you made and a lesson you learned from it, if any? I mean, I think this is very obvious. Probably definitely starting this channel. Like, if you were to ask me that, I'll actually be living in New York 2.5 years from then when I started posting my first video, I would not have believed you. I would be like, oh, well, what do you mean? So I think the hardest lesson I've learned is that consistency is the most important, you know? Because sometimes, like, you'll be like, you compare. You'll be like, oh, I'm not as good at this person. I'm not as good as that person. But the thing is that not everyone can be consistent. Like, let's say you're running, right? You're running to the finish line. Whatever that finish line is, let's just honestly, dude, it doesn't even need to be finish line. Who can run the longest? That's very important for anything that you do in life. Some people might be super far away from you and they're running super fast. But the thing is that consistency is key. It doesn't matter if you're running slow, super slow. It doesn't matter because at the end you're still going, right? And you might go even farther as long as you keep going. That was a key thing that I learned for myself, and I'm like, progress compounds, and it's amazing when you look back for like the past year or the past few years or the past decade, whatever it is, and you're like, oh wow, a lot of things has changed and I didn't even expect that. Honestly, probably recording the sitting down is better than walking out. Let me know what you guys prefer. Do you guys prefer me walking around like filming? I thought it would be more interesting where you guys can see a background. Someone asked Jia.ilyu, how do I really stop being insecure and actually start working on myself? At least from my 25 years of experience from me as a specific person, at least for me, I don't really stop being insecure. I just be more neutral with myself. I know that I'm allowed to do certain things because I think that it's very normal for all of us to have certain insecurities, but I don't think it's healthy for you to stop living, okay, because of that. I always say that, like, you have to treat your thoughts as like a seed, right? I think the fact that you are aware of that, saying that I'm like insecure, how do I fix that? I think that being aware is just like a light in the dark. That itself, you're already changing bit by bit and you don't realize it. But of course, it's not going to be fast. It takes a very long time, but you just wanting to improve, that itself is a lot. Why? Because you're going to look for things, tiny things to help you improve. And the things that you just have to push yourself bit by bit. I'm insecure. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. First day, put on the shirt that you like. Paint your nails if you want to paint. Wear the earrings that you want to wear. Slow things, okay? Don't push yourself from 0 to 100. I think one of the key things I always say it with confidence and being secure with yourself, it's not like about like, oh, I love every inch of myself. Like, I love every part of myself, because I think that f***s with your nervous system, because you're going from 0 to 100 and you can't just like flip it around like a switch. And it's very important for you to just be like self-acceptance, like accepting that there's flaws in yourself and that if you want to improve it, you can. But I think that you have to reach a certain level of self-neutrality, like just being neutral with yourself. If you're coming from a place where you really hate yourself, right? That itself, you need to become more neutral. Like, you don't need to be like, oh my God, like I literally love every inch of myself. That's impossible. And it's also, I feel like that's like toxic positivity. It's also like setting yourself up for failure. Anyways, we're gonna go on to the next question. MX Muffin with an X.IG said, how tall are you? I never thought to ask this till Q&A. I lie a lot about my height, but I'm 5'6", 168 centimeters, okay? Someone asked, SDI_Peter, is it normal to question your identity as you grow? Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. I feel like you're always evolving and it's good to question yourself, like who you're gonna be, because I think it's good to be aware. I don't think it's good to be too aware because then you go into like an existential crisis. I personally think that as a human, you should always be changing, always be evolving. You know, I don't think you should be the same person you are like a few years ago. I think it's always good to change. Okay, next one. Favorite food by Youngness OU_. I don't like questions where you guys ask my favorite anything. Like, my favorite color changes every single day. I don't have a favorite food. Don't ask me that. That stresses me out. I don't know. I like to eat whatever I eat. Ocean Seas_AGS. Why are you removing your tattoo? For those who don't know, I have 2 tattoos. I got this dragon sternum when I was 19. I have a lilies on my rib cage when I was 21. This one, I just like literally the moment I actually saw the tattoo to that, I didn't like it. But the people pleaser in me got it. Now that I'm like 25, I've been doing this for like tattoo removal for almost 2 years now, I would say. So I'm getting removed. I think I'm on my like 15th session. Hurts like a bitch. But every single time I get this, I actually like going to my tattoo removal thing because it's a hard reminder to me that I face the consequences of whatever action I make, and it's actually okay. Like, yeah, this hurt like hell for like a minute. It literally feels like a hot flamed up rubber band snapping on you multiple times, but I just tell myself like it's fine, you know? I made the decision and I faced the consequence. That's exactly what it is. No, you ran out of battery, guys. Uh-oh. Okay, next question. Let's see. What's the next question here? R.Rana_TAN ASCI asked, when you travel as a solo, do you face some challenges or is it pure joy? Girl, when I first started, it was literally because like nobody would go with me. And I think that it just like, I think I was in my very hyper independent phase and I was like, this I'm just gonna go by myself. Honestly, like that was the way to go. I think that in the earlier days when you saw me solo traveling, you guys have seen me like experience a lot of anxiety because it was like literally like my first time going. It was not easy because when you've never done something before and you're in a country by yourself, it was weird. Like I just didn't know what I should be doing, but I still pushed myself. Like at the same time, I was seeing so many new things and every single like simple experience, just stepping out of my hotel room, being in the car, sitting at a cafe, every single moment was new and having it be so temporary was such a beautiful feeling. And I think as I've gotten older, I think now I still get anxious, but I think I have more experience now. Like I know what I like, I know what I dislike. You know, I prefer quieter areas where it's very homey, but at the same time I get to see more of like the actual local side of a country. Like I think I prefer that. So nowadays, like, you know, it's like pure joy, but of course like the environment of the actual part of the country that I'm at has a very big impact. Okay. Anyways, what's another one? MNIWNK0 asks, seeing anyone right now? No, I think honestly, if I ever go on a first date, I tend to be a believer like private but not secret. I don't know. I don't understand why people like showcase their significant other online because I think that it just leads to a lot of scrutiny and like public debate about whether this person should be with that person. It's kind of weird. I just feel like I'm not gonna lie, I do say shit where it's like when I see a girl with like a ass man, but even so, I just feel like I don't know. I think like disclosing your relationship out in the public is just a lot of risk involved. But personally, for me, if I do ever go on a first date, you guys will be the first to know. Okay. Ooh, oh my god. Dooza Fizz asks, quoting your interviewer, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Okay, so for those who don't know, when I was streaming, I mentioned a lot about like how I used to like deal with certain interviewer asking me that type of ass question and I never know what to say. But now I guess like, you know, that was when I was like 18ish. Now I would say that now that I'm 25. So I think by the time I'm 35, that's actually crazy when you think about it. Oh, 35. Sometimes I just forget that I'm actually getting older. Okay, by the time I'm 35, hopefully I would be living in somewhere that is quieter. I mean, as of now, that's what I prefer. Maybe, who knows, maybe as I get older, I'll like with the city more. I don't know. But I do want to have just like my own place, preferably maybe not living in an apartment, living in an actual like vintage, cozy house, you know, like a home, actual home. This doesn't feel like a home. Let's be so for real. This is more like a apartment. And hopefully by then, maybe someday I will be able to make something and I will show you guys. Maybe someday, what if you make some makeup line someday, you know? Hopefully that will be possible within the next 10 years because like I have so much passion for it. And because like I've been testing out so many different products, I feel like that would be something I always wanted to do because I don't want to like call myself a perfectionist, but when I like something, I have good reasons to like it. And I think that if I were to make something, I would never ever put it out there if I don't like it. If I like it, then I think it's good, you know? So maybe someday, hopefully in the next 10 years, once I have a cat and I'll be more secure with myself. I really hope that I'm more confident and I'm nice and I can take up space and just be very happy with each day that I'm living in. I don't know. Will Via be making content when I'm 35 by the time I'm 30? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. But I just hope that I'm a happier person. Like I'm a happy person. I'm content. I'm grateful. I just want to be a happy old lady. Okay, no, 35 is not like old, but I'm just saying like even past 10 years, I just hope I'm within that road to be very, very happy with myself. Okay, that's very important for me. Let's do one more question for the night. _Matilda Colley asks, what are 3 advices you would give to your young adult who's just setting foot into adulthood? Young adult? What's young adult? What's young adult? Like 18 below? I think hard work is very important because for me, I don't think I was ever very confident in many of my skills. I just don't think that I was overall a really confident person when I was younger, but I think one thing that I was always very confident in was that I was willing to take risk if all it took was hard work. Those was the risk I would take. Like if I really want something, I know my ass will go get it. Like I know I would work really, really hard. And yeah, sometimes I might not get the things I want, but it's just about timing. Like it's a little about timing, or maybe it just wasn't for me. But if I really, really want something, I always knew that I could get it because I knew that I was a very hard worker. Like I knew that as long as I was consistent, I knew I was gonna make it because I'm fucking batshit crazy. So yeah, discipline, hard work is very, very important. That's the number 1 advice I would say. Number 2 is that just keep your circle small. I think that I was always a very strong believer that you don't need many friends to live a happy life. You should live a peaceful life. I think peace is very important. Don't get yourself into weird ass just for like some temporary high off of life. Like just don't do that. Live the quiet, boring life. Like trust me, it's very fulfilling. You know, it might not be fulfilling for everyone, but for me, that was very consistent for me. I just like quiet. I like peace. I don't like getting into a lot of stuff. And you might be like, oh my God, you're like avoiding a lot of life experiences. Like, yeah, that could be it too. But I don't know, just what I prefer. I prefer living like an old granny. Last piece of advice I would say is that plant your thoughts as seeds. If you have a vision, act upon it and don't doubt yourself. Just keep acting upon it and you'll get better and better and better, okay? Because when we plant seeds, we don't doubt whether the thing will grow or not. We just water it and we wait for it to blossom. But the moment of change happens when you're aware. So when you guys ask me questions like how to become more confident, that is literally you being aware. The moment you're aware, you're gonna slowly go towards it. And most of the time, 100% of the time, you are not aware when you are moving towards something, okay? Like your ideal self. Because honestly, when you're on the path of moving into your ideal self, a lot of times your goals are also evolving. So you don't even know that the previous goals that you set before, you have already achieved it. So those are my 3 pieces of advice. Hopefully that helps. All right, guys. Okay, next question. YII.S15 says, when's your birthday? November 5th. I'm a Scorpio. 2000. Ooh, me.shalala13 asked, how was college? Did you have everything figured out? Okay, let's talk while we answer this one. No, I didn't have everything figured out. I literally thought I was gonna be an investment banker, and look at me now. Does this look like an investment banker to you? I think it's really crazy when colleges just think that you would have everything figured out at the ripe age of 18. Like, what am I supposed to know at 18? So yeah, if you're in college and if you don't know what major to choose, it's fine. Like sometimes even when you graduate, like at 22, you might not even use your major. What am I doing with a quantitative economics major right now, you know? Also, currently we're in a Soho. All right, next one, let's see. Ooh, Henry Chung 314 asked, how has living alone in a big city affected you? It made me more anxious. I mean, I think it made me more unapologetic. I do think that the city, I mentioned this a lot, which is that I feel like the city makes me a bit more mean because it makes you more impatient because everyone's like moving so fast around you that you're kind of just like, oh, I have to move fast too. For example, walking. You know, you have a person in front of you that's like walking kind of slow and everyone else is just walking super fast and you will get annoyed. And then I clock myself. I'm like, why the am I annoyed? Like there's literally nothing to be annoyed about, you know? It's not that deep. So I do think that living in a big city, I do, not like I have a big attitude, but I do think that sometimes like when people give me shit, I don't take it, which was different back then when I was like in Boston. But here, living here, it's just, you know, it's what it is. Plea Maya asks, how many ex do you have? Sorry if you already said it. Okay, so someone is new here. None, okay? None. Okay, this is actually something very interesting. Or let's stop for a bit. Let's talk about this because like I saw a TikTok recently where someone was saying that she met like a really mean influencer. Vena I said, have you encountered me influencer? Luckily for me, no. But at the same time, I think it's very important that like, I mean, I've definitely had instances where I would meet someone, like even like a mutual sometimes, and I would say hi, and they wouldn't give like the best, like, you know, sometimes they'll just be kind of cold. But it's like, it really doesn't matter. And I see that too many instances where people make a very big deal out of it. They're like, oh my God, she's like the meanest person ever. But the thing is that back then, I'm not gonna lie, I take it personally because I'm f***ing immature. But then when you really think about it, people have lives going on, you know what I mean? Like she might just have a really bad day. She might have just broken up with her boyfriend and maybe she just doesn't want to say hi to you right now. So no, I don't think I've met like a mean influencer, but it's just like people, you know what I mean? Sometimes they're not having a good day. They might give you a little attitude and it's just for you to not take it to heart. Ooh, this is a really good one. Judy Fly 11 asked, when do you feel alone even when you're with people? I personally feel alienated when I say something and they're not listening. Like, you know, like people sometimes like they just want to talk and I'm like, it's fine. But it's like when it's my turn to talk, they don't really listen. That's when I feel a little alienated because I'm just like, okay, so I'm not gonna really talk then, I guess. Denny Sepp, DENISSEP.A asked, matcha or coffee? Both. I can't pick. I like both. JALYSA_Sarai. Can you drive? I have my driver's license. I learned how to drive just to get my license. The moment I got my license, I never drove again. So it's just the vibes. Okay, guys, next question. What does someone ask? Yara._.Erwa asks, how to be yourself? I feel my personality is full of other people's habits and I feel I'm fake or something. You're probably people pleasing and that's okay because I've suffered from that too. I think spending time alone by yourself and knowing that like you're okay being by yourself and you don't need to have everyone like you, you know? Like there's 10 people in the room, right? Everyone likes you. I just think it's like you're conforming way too much into society and you can also feel it yourself where there's no freedom. You don't get to express yourself how you want to express yourself. And I always personally think that if somebody dislikes you, that means you're doing something right. That means you're living in freedom. I think like spending time by yourself, you will know what you like, what you do. And you can also clock yourself when you start like people pleasing, you know what I mean? But it just takes time. Andrea_SYT asks, what advice would you give us? Like if you can only get one advice from me, I would say that like you're a human, you know? It's like you deserve to take up space, and whatever that you want to do, you can do it. I think that's very important, and I think that sometimes like I lose track of it myself. Like I'm like, oh, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that. People are not different from you know what I mean? Like whatever you want to do, you can do it. It's just that you have to accept it yourself and not view yourself, like not hate yourself, you know? Like trust me, like I get it. Like living in misery is easy because it's very, what's it called? It's very predictable, like, you know? Joy itself is very temporary, and you might feel like, oh my God, if I'm happy right now, it's gonna go away. But if you worry all the time, you probably feel like it's more in control. But trust me, it's not the way to live. You are your own biggest obstacle. Just allow yourself to feel joy. That's important. Next question. YEEOANN asked, how to deal with failure? I'm 18, still in high school, and I failed terribly. And how you deal with failure too. Girl, you're 18. What failure are you even talking about? A test? No, you can't fail. If you can get up and try again every single day, you're never gonna fail in life. That's just on period, okay? Trust me, when I was 18, I was like an academic weapon. So I get what you mean, like when you fail like an exam, but trust me, you don't fail. Trying again is always free, you know what I mean? You can always try again. So don't view it like that. Just every single time you fail, you're closer to succeeding, you know what I mean? Because you just have to make sure that you're learning from your mistake. It's okay to fail as long as you can take away from something. If you don't take away anything from that, then it's not okay. Okay, anyways, next question. Let's go through this. Wait, I think that's all we have right now. Anyways, that is it for the video. I hope this was fun. Let me know if you guys like this new format of me walking around New York answering the questions, because I thought that just me answering it in my room will be kind of boring for y'all, but I would actually like to make more of these. So if you guys have more questions for me, you guys can leave in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys all next week, okay? Bye guys, love you.